Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. Nice to see you here. In today's video I'm going to be continuing my journey of the journaling. Last week I told you all and I showed you the first page I made for my journal that I've got some goodies sent to me by Esther Glas from Elizabeth Craft Design to try out. And let me tell you, I am hooked. I absolutely love this. I love making the pages. It's card making, but then for yourself. Does that make any sense? Anyway, my goal for today was to show you my complete journal. Obviously not finished, but at least to have step by step to show you how I assembled my journal. Unfortunately, the postage did not work with me and I'm still waiting for some dies to arrive, so it's not completely filled up with 31 days yet. But what I will do, I will show you what I did so far and I will tell you my step-by-step process. I don't have a clue whether it makes sense, whether it's the right way to do it. It's my first time ever, but I just assembled this so far with a certain thought process behind it. So let's open this beautiful leather book and go through. This is the page that will be my dashboard page, and we will make that together in a moment. Then 1st and 2nd of December are already passed, but I still have to print the photos. I will do that some other day. These are nearly done. We will finish these as well together. Then I have some pages here that I've already cut out some bits and bobs and I've put it together with a paper clip, so I know this is where I want it, and I tried to coordinate some colors, etc. This still needs some other colors, but at least I know now this has to coordinate. And I made these labels for every page to put my numbers on, like the 1st December, so 01, 02, 03, etc, etc. So I've made these, I've cut these out of some cream cardstock, and then I stamped on that. Let me show you. I stamped on that with this stamp, and then I cut them out by hand, and I've grunged them up using some vintage photo and, sorry, no, not vintage photo, tea dye, distress ink, and old paper distress ink. This is what gave it this old vintage look. And I've also used this stamp set to give it some background. So that made the labels for the dates. And I've got that for every page, and I've cut out my numbers using this beautiful die set. It's the, let me have a look, Planner Essentials set 37, letters and numbers, 1863. This is a very pretty set that I've bought myself already because I wanted to do that, and you will also see me use this set when I make my dashboard page. Beautiful, beautiful set. Now this page has been cut out, both the base page and the overlay and this layer, with this set. It's the 1867, it's the Planner Essentials 41. This gives beautiful rounded pages with stitched edges, and I really like the stitched edges, and it's really on every part of this die set you have these stitched edges. This is beautiful to put pictures behind, etc. So that's that set that I used. Next we have a page, and I had the idea, and it's already messed up, but I will show you that in a minute. This is after 7 days I've got this page. This page is made with this, together with this die set. This is the Planner Essentials 39. And this one has this rectangle, which is this one that fits the stamp. If you cut the stamp. Now this stamp I did not cut it. Normally I've cut it out using my Tim Holtz decal trimmer, which gives it a really nice deckled edge. I've used the dies, the frame dies that are in there as well, so I will make a nice page out of this. And some text from the book from Esther. Then I've got these hard pages. The hard pages are cut out with this set. It's the Planner Essentials 20, and it gives you these beautiful hearts shaped pages for you to use in your planner, and I really like that. I love the December month, so for me it was suitable to put them in there. And again, I've attached some bits and bobs that I want to put in there, not sure yet. So these pages will be the hard pages. Then this set is actually one of my favorite pages so far. It is the 1865 Planner Essentials 39 again, but then it's the main page. And I love this distressed look it gives. Yeah, that's really my style. I've cut out a lot of bits and bobs and pieces, some foliage that I will put on there. So that's done, ready to go. Then these pages, again, I have to fill them up, have to cut some other stuff to put on there, but I'm waiting for my other dies to arrive to finish this. And I'm just counting where I am, and this is where I went wrong, because here I have page 14 December, 15th December. And what I did wrong in between here should have been the week that shows me that week planner. Okay, I'll figure a way around it. These are 2 pages that I've just finished. And this is the base page that we saw earlier. You see the dates that I've cut out using the stuff that I showed you earlier. Now, this tag with the pocket is cut with this set from the Planner Essentials. It's the Planner Essentials 26 Planner Pocket 4 and tag toppers. It's really fun. So that's how I made this one. I've crunched it all up with vintage photo, Distress Ink vintage photo, my go-to to make things look older and vintage. I've done that with everything you see on the page. Everything is etched with the vintage photo. Even the butterflies are done with the vintage photo. And what I did, bring back the green on this page. That's the same paper that's on here. Bring back the pink that is on this page, so that way they are matching. And also, because I'm bringing back this constantly, it is matching again. Now, another thing I did is I made my own background paper. You don't see a lot here, but what I did, let me get an example for you. What I did, I took some plain tissue paper. Just, you can see through it, as you can see. And I've made my own background paper. I did that using different stencils and just some oxide inks. If you want to see how I did that, comment below, let me know. I will make a video of how I made my background paper. I've made a whole bunch, but you will see that some other time. But it's really fun to do, and yeah, you make your own collage paper in a way. And that's on here, and it's also on here. So that also ties it back in together. I've got the same pieces of washi tape that ties it in together, and I finished it off with some ephemera. Now here you see one of the tag toppers that is also on here. Again, that brings it back together, and it's really fun. You can take out the tag, and here is that collage paper again that I made. So it's bringing it all together, pulling it all together, and yeah, I really enjoyed myself. These are the reinforcers that they have in a set as well. I don't have them at hand, but yeah. So these pages are finished already. This is also from one of the sets that I've just showed you. No, I didn't show you that one yet. It's this one. It's the Planner Essentials 42. And they've got some nice borders with words on it. Today I chose to use this border, which has no words, and the background. So that's in here, and I can just fit a photo in there, and the butterflies are in there as well. And I thought that, yeah, it all gives it a bit whimsical, difficult word, David, whimsical look. And yeah, I've still got one gnome left that I'm not going to use on my front page, so I might put that on here because I think he suits the colors as well. I don't know yet. I will do that another day. And this is how I continue to count. Now this one should be in between, and I can still do it, but then it's the 15. I have to think about it. It's because, look, if I put that one there, and this is where I think it's because I'm pretty new, I messed this up. Like this is correct now. After 14 days, again, I have the 7 days where I can make notes of the week. This is what was my idea, and I still like that idea, and I still want to do it. But then 15 should be here. Now, maybe I'm being too hard on myself and you guys say, oh, come on, then just make something else here and then start day 15 here. Could be an option, because I do think this matches color-wise and this matches color-wise perfectly as well. Actually, these frames are the same paper as this again. So I could make it work like this. Okay, so this is how far I've got. Then I've got the mason jar that I've showed you in my first video about this topic, which is going to be the start of winter, the 21st of December. So that will be on here, 21. Then I've got another one ready for the week to cover. 2 more, 3 more actually, I think. Yeah, because we've got 3 weeks to cover left. The last week will only be a couple of days, but I wanted to make it, yeah, to tie it all in together. So that's the idea I have. So 7 days, one of these. 7 days, again, one of these, to really be able to write some notes about the week, etc. That was my whole thought process. The rest of the pages I will be making later on, because I'm waiting for some die sets that I want to use for that. The new release from Esther is stunning, and I really want to try and use that in this journal. So yeah, I gotta wait for that. So that is my whole journal so far. I hope you like it. We're gonna be working on these 2 pages today and on my front panel. So I will be taking these out, put the journal away, and I'm gonna be starting with my dashboard. Now for the dashboard, I have got these gnomes ready to go. It's this die set from Elizabeth Craft Design. It's the 1922 Gnomes. That's what it's called. Very fun, actually. Me and fiddly things. Normally I would say no, but actually this was really fun. And once you get the hang of it, okay, the arms are wrong, but I made it work. I know now how to do it. So I'm going to put these on there. Then I've got the 2021 and December. That's going to come down the side. I've got 2 Christmas trees coming from the Mason Jar Special Kit. And I'm going to use them on here as well. Beautiful set, by the way. Pages are nearly done. Now this is cut also by Elizabeth Craft Design die set, and that's this one. It's a beautiful set. It's called, let me see. It's called the Fitted Indented Rectangles. It's the 1695. Very handy set to have in your stash. And I've used that to make these cards, but also you can see here I've got a little pocket that I made. I've also used that to cut out the front and back of this card. So I'm gonna put on some pictures here, on here, or write something on here and picture on the other side. I don't know yet. I can write something on here. The pocket I made myself just by measuring how big I wanted this. I knew how big this one would be, so I just measured it and added 1 centimeter to each side, made a score line, folded it, sticked it on there, put a matte layer on top, and in between these 2 layers I have put a piece of ribbon. I folded it, and that gives me a nice pull tab. So that's how I made these, and this one has been made the same. I've put some splatters on there, as you can see. So it's a really fun page. This is the same with a little pull tab coming together, and I've got some foliage on there. I'm gonna put the numbers on there, but that's for later. First I need to make my cover page or dashboard. I've learned that it's called a dashboard. So I'm gonna put these away, put this one out, so this is quite flat. So I've got a flat surface to work with. And then I'm gonna start by gluing my background paper on. So what happened is every YouTuber's nightmare, I think. I went to edit my video and found out that my video material was corrupted. So you saw the beginning of my video and then it stopped, and it was a complete nightmare. I spent hours trying to recover it, but it did not work. So you can't see me finish these pages, but I will talk you through what I did as I explained a lot of it before already. I made these gnomes. I already showed you the die set. The background paper I'm using here is a background paper I made myself using the gel press and some stencils. On top, just using some ink. As I said before, if you want me to show you how I make these background papers, let me know in the comments and I will definitely make a video about it. Next I glued on the 2021 and glued on the December. And what I did, I glued the December together on the side, put the E on the D, the C on the E, etc., etc. So it was one piece. and then I glued it on there. That was the easiest way for me to do it without messing it up and making sure it's all in balance. And fairly, then I put on the trees and then the gnomes, and it was done. Now the trees, they come from the mason jar set, as I mentioned, but how I achieved this effect is that I used some pigment ink and glued up the sides a bit with a brown pigment ink to give it some more depth. Then on top of that, I used, let me see, this stuff. It's the frosted crystal. It's an embossing powder, but it looks like it's, well, frosted. And then on top of that, I used some distress crayon in the white color, picket fence, to create the snowy effect on the leaves or on the branches of the trees. And I thought that was appropriate because, well, December is the start of winter. So that concluded this page. Then what I mentioned during the video, and it's such a shame you can't see the video because I thought I was really hilarious there, but okay, you're never gonna hear it. I made some funny jokes, at least that's what I think. But what I did, I glued this on, then it had to dry for a minute, so I moved to my printer and printed out some photos. So this page was done, then we went to the 1st and the 2nd of December, and as I've already showed you how I made this, I've assembled everything, glued everything on there, and made some pictures. This is my doggie, and she thought that the laundry basket was her bed. You can buy the most expensive beds for them, but yeah, okay, this is what she did. We got our new bed. It was really nasty weather, stormy and windy, so our big cats decided they wanted to stay inside, and that was the picture there. So I've put some pictures there. I will write some notes here and there, and so I will not put anything more on these pages. So this is what we've done, and I've just glued everything on there the way I showed you before. So what I want to do now is I want to make one more thing, and that is this page. I want to start finishing off this page, so I will take this out. There were some things I wanted to explain, and I want to do that now together with you. So I've got some different elements here already. Now what I want to do, I've got this paper that I have cut out, the paper that I made myself, and I've cut out these frames. What I want to do is I want to glue this on the paper and then cut it out so it is backed. So I'll do that. I'm going to grunge it all up a bit using Distress Ink Vintage Photo. So let's do that first. So you see how I do that because it's quite simple. I have a domed blending tool here. You can also do it with a normal blending tool, not the domed one, but I find the domed ones work better with the distress inks, and the normal ones actually I use with the distress inks. Why do I use a Vintage Photo distress ink and not an oxide ink? That's actually quite simple. Oxide ink is a combination of pigment and dye ink, and it's therefore less transparent. Dye inks, the Vintage Photo inks, is the normal distress ink, sorry, is transparent. So you will see that when I do this, the original color will still shine through, and that is also why it gives you a different effect on different colors paper. Where if you use a more pigment ink, like Distress Oxides, you have less transparency. At least that's what I've learned, and that's why I'm doing it this way. So what I'm doing now, I'm just giving this a bit more of a grungy, distressed look. And because I do this with every single paper in my journal, it also gives a bit of coherence. So despite the fact that I'm using different papers for every page, and some things I might bring back, and I also use the same shapes for different pages, so that also makes it more come together. But in this case, this also helps with that. Now what also helps is that when you have a paper pack from one designer, usually the colors link in very well together. Like the pack from Esther, the Reminiscence book, it really works well together, all the pages, and so that also helps you to link in together. So there we have it. This one is already grunged up, and you can already see immediately that it's pulling it together. Where this was quite stark white, it is now coming together. So I'm going to put this together and the other side as well. Now this is stamped with a stamp set that I showed you before, and I've used the Tim Holtz decal trimmer to give it this torn edge, which I really, really like. And you will be seeing more of that because I like that style, that old, crunchy, vintage look. So this one is sort of done now. Now what I will do later on, I will write at first day, second day. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the dates, and I can write something or can stamp on it. I will have a look in a minute. Let me grunge this one up real quick, and then we'll continue. And grunging this up is so easy. It's yeah, really simple thing to do. And because this dye ink is transparent, it's very forgiving. So you really can't go wrong in a way. And this already has a very vintage feel to it, this paper. It's pretty paper pack, absolutely. There we go, it's already grunged up. I will use my advanced tape glider to put this on there. I will just put some of this tape on the back. I'll put this to the side because I want to glue this onto my paper. I'll find a spot that I like. Over here, I like the birds coming in. Or the footprints, what is it? Footprints, I think. Okay, that's on there. I will take my scissors, just roughly cut around that first. And it's really fun to make your own background paper. At least I think it's fun. I will cut that. Fussy cut around that. Then I will take what's left on my blending tool and I will just give this a bit of that vintage photo around the edge as well. Okay, then I'm going to cut this through the middle. Now, what's important when you assemble your page is that I can put this separate, all blah blah blah, but that's not going to work. It works best if you overlap. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take some reinforcers, and I like these, so let's try these. So I've got these reinforcers and I will quickly put them on there. And this could be another thing, how you can get sort of a theme going throughout your journal, is that, as I said, I will make several of these pages for the weeks, and by doing it that way and doing the same hole reinforcers on there, it brings it in together again. At least that's what I found works for me. But again, I'm a beginner. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I've learned from some others and what my creativity is telling me to do. And actually that's the majority, because I can sit here for hours thinking about what I want to do, planning it out completely, only to find out that once I start, that what I've planned is not working out, because then something else pops up in my head and my creativity starts to flow. So what I've learned that with card making, I could sit for hours thinking about a simple card, how I wanted to make it. And then at one stage I said, oh no, this is not gonna work. And then I've just, now I just see a page and start with something. I get a die set out, or now I got a lot of the dies that I use from Elizabeth Craft Design, and I've also bought some dies as well. Now, if you don't have all these dies, don't worry. You don't have to have it all to start. What you need is one of the basic essentials, the planner essentials basics, set 1 to 5, I think it is. If you have one of these, you can already do a lot. Or if you have this base page or any base page, you can already start, and you can use your dies you have, whether that's from Elizabeth Craft Design or Tim Holtz or whatever. You can use them. So you don't have to have it all. I'm a bit of a freak, and when I like something, I go overboard. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. So when you start, just make sure you have base pages, and then you can start doing it. Okay, now I will put on my week planner, and I want this quite low on the page, because then I can put this one behind it. I will put that there. Actually, I will put it more to this side. And by covering it up and overlapping, and that overlapping part is essential, that gives it far more, how do you say it, dimension on your page. It makes it more interesting than if you just have the loose separate elements on there. Have to shift that underneath there. Yeah, that's fun. And in the end, don't overthink it. Just go and play, because that's what it's about. And if you overthink it, you will stop your creativity. At least that's my opinion. And in the end of the day, it's just paper. It's just paper. If you mess something up, like when I was making these tissue papers, I've messed up quite a lot of things. So next I've got this piece that I want on there as well, and I will overlap that a bit here. And I like how it brings in some different colors. So this will overlap with this part. There we go. And I've got some washi tape here from the Reminiscence series as well. And I will put some washi tape on there just to link some things in together again. Right here. Overlapping it slightly. Again, that gives it more dimension. I want to bring in a touch of red, so I'm gonna tear that off. And overlap these as well. There we go. Nice, it's coming together nicely. I just want this one to come out here. I'm just gonna grunge this up a bit because I don't like that white border on there. We'll glue these together. Cut them off right there. Take some glue. Now what I want to do is take some stamps and do some stamp work on here. I'm going to start with this one. There we go. Put that on there. And I'm going to stamp this in black to link it in with the black. Oops. Welcome to my world. I'm messy. I'm going to stamp this in black just to link it all in with this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it is. I will do a second generation stamp at the bottom here. I like that effect of the lighter print, but I also like to repeat that. So I'm gonna stamp this one, and again I'm gonna overlap this, and that will create a nice effect. Up, there we go. Put that there. The nice thing about these stamps is that they really fit into the lines. And I know already for my second day I want the silver linings, because that's where the dog and the cat were cuddling, right? That was the second day, right? Yeah, second day. So I will put this silver linings on here. There we go. I think that's enough. I think this page is done now. I think it's done. I think this page is done as well. So yeah, I really like it, and I think that's the most important thing. It's your day-by-day journal, and if you like it, if you're happy with it, that's the point. And yes, you will see the most amazing things by some artists on the web. And of course, I have the same, that I get a bit insecure, like, oh, I'm never going to be able to achieve that. But just do it. Just do it. Just work on it. And if you love it, that's the most important thing. It's your journal. Okay, this was it for today. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider to subscribe to my channel. I will put this one into my planner, and I will be back with more updates, because as you can see, there's still a lot to be done. So I will put this in, and I will see you hopefully for the next one. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.